So I just saw Marcel the Shell with shoes on, and oh my god, this movie is absolutely spectacular. This has become my movie of the year over Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I honestly thought would not have a chance of even coming close to being beaten. But A24 does it again, and they released Marcel the Shell with shoes on. I got to see it in the theaters. I am so lucky to have done that. It was incredible. I thought this movie was just wonderful in every possible way. So I went into the movie completely blind, and I obviously was pleasantly surprised. I've heard a few good things before, but nothing crazy, and I just saw the cute little shell on the cover and I wanted to see it. I made sure not to look at any trailers or anything like that because I didn't want anything spoiled for me about the movie. I didn't want even like the aspect ratio, which isn't 16:9. I didn't want that to be spoiled from the movie either. But I just wanted to talk about the movie now. So when the movie started, I was a bit scared that it could be a bit too philosophical, a bit too deep. Luckily, it really isn't, and it goes to like the perfect level of depth for this type of movie, where it touches really well on things like depression and feeling alone and the loss of someone, loss of a family, loss of a relative. It deals tremendously with things like that. It also touches on losing your memory and things like that, and it is so well done. It's so beautifully done with this shell. You don't realize how much a shell can make you feel. And like literally I cried during this movie when Marcel's grandma dies. I teared up and I had to take my handkerchief off and then wipe my tears. But other than that, I love, even with that, what am I saying? The feeling you get, the emotions you get when feeling the movie, that's how you know the movie's well made. That's how I know, like, I'm able to talk about it like this without a script or anything like that and be this happy to talk about it. That's how I know the movie's so well done. And I'm just so excited about that, and I can't wait for it to get its digital release so I can watch it again at home. This might even be a movie where I get like the collector's edition or things like that. Like, this movie is so good. No matter who you are, like no matter what, you're gonna find yourself in Marcel. Like, no matter what, you have to. The way the movie is, you automatically at least I did, had an instant connect with him. And I have a feeling everyone else in the theater did too, based on everyone's reactions when there's a joke or when there's crying and when everyone's crying together. Like, people were saying in the theater that they were crying, and I'm like, yeah, I did too. It's cool to have a joint communal experience like that, and I'm so glad the movie was able to do that. Speaking of crying and laughing, the movie can balance comedy and sadness almost perfectly, to a point where they are able to switch it up on a snap of the finger. That was a terrible snap, but on a snap of the finger they could switch up the tone from being comedic to being sad, but it works. And the movie's tonality, it just works. Everything about it just works. Some of the funniest jokes in the movie was Marcel's grandma was from the garage, and that's why she has an accent. That I laughed so hard at when they said that in the movie. I thought that was hilarious. Another really funny moment to me was when Marcel's friend, the guy who's filming Marcel, is up in a tree filming, and it's the neighbor's tree, and the neighbor's like, I don't have insurance, please, like, get down, you could fall and I could be liable and stuff like that. I just thought that was so funny that they put that in the movie, and that was just so funny. But yeah, the emotional beats in this movie just hit so hard, every single one of them, whether it be a comedic one, whether it be a sad one, whether it be a happy one. The joy I felt for Marcel was almost more than any other joy I felt in a movie. It's crazy how this was able to do this, all this from like a tiny little shell, what a 1-inch big shell. It's able to make you feel all of this sort of way. And I honestly think that's a lot to do with the production, the sound design, the voice acting, the directing, the writing, everything just worked flawlessly together in this movie. It all communicated with each other to create a phenomenal finished project. And that's really what this is. This is a finished movie. All of the stop motion looked gorgeous. It's not like Marvel where sometimes they mess up on some of the CGI and it just doesn't look finished. This is a finished project, and I can't stress that enough, how important that is for this movie, where everything just works. It's finished. It's so nice. Also, the way they incorporated social media into the movie, they did it really realistically. Yeah, and the way they did it was just so well done. And I'm glad they did it the way they did it and didn't make it feel like an afterthought. Like, it was obviously they took time to implement social media into the movie. That's really all I have to say for this. If my expression wasn't enough, go see the movie. If you sucked, go watch it again, because there's probably something you missed. I know there's definitely stuff I missed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want. Bye.